Due to the recent chapters of One Piece, we are finally witnessing the events of God Valley, where we will have the union between the Navy and the pirates when Garp will fight alongside Roger to face and finally defeat Xebec and the Rocks pirates. Because of this, when the end of the world government is coming, we will possibly see an alliance between the Navy and the pirates at the end of One Piece. After all, we know that the Navy is an organ of the world government, yet within this organization there are people who believe in justice and a peaceful world. As a great example, we have Koby, or even Luffy's grandfather, Garp. With that in mind, is there a possibility that the Navy will be maintained as an organization at the end of One Piece, even with the end of the world government? Will Luffy, when he becomes king of the pirates, try to make a peace agreement with the Navy? And will Koby be the leader of this organization when One Piece comes to an end? Stay with me, we'll talk about this now.
新世界その海を制した者こそが海賊王です。僕らきっとまたそこで会いましょう。大将の座についてみせます。
俺と戦うんだろ。だったらそんくらいなれよ。
口にしただけで倒れそうな大それた夢なのに、僕たちもっともっと強くなりますから。
And well, my dear pirate, in the One Piece universe, we are following everything that happens from the perspective of the pirates, and because of that we have the perception that the people who are part of the Navy are the real villains within that universe. Well, beyond a critique of tyrannical governments and government organizations that Oda likes to address in his work, in fact we have to admit that even within the Navy there are really good people who believe they are on the right side. The reality is much more complicated to analyze. There are bad people and good people in all kinds of societies, organizations, and in big companies. So thinking about this dichotomy, I came to this question. Because if Luffy becomes the king of the pirates, and we know that this time it will be to bring freedom to the people because of Joy Boy's promise and his return and Nika's destiny, how will the Navy be? Because if we go back to the beginning of One Piece, we saw how the dreams of two people with hearts full of kindness crossed and both followed their dream and destiny beyond the differences and ideals they had. Koby and Luffy are living proof that opposites can coexist. Even being inspired by Luffy to become even stronger, Koby still didn't change his ideals and fought to become a sailor and who knows a future admiral. We saw how he evolved a lot from that fearful and crying boy to someone brave who stood in front of one of his leaders to prevent more lives from being lost in vain at Marineford Arc. And on the other side we have Luffy who, unlike many pirates, does not want to dominate anything or anyone. He does not want to be the owner of any nation, territory, or large fleet. People join him of their own accord, but in fact Luffy is not the type of person who wants to do things or dominate people based on strength and power like Kaido did, for example. Both are very similar in that regard, so even if one day Luffy becomes the pirate king and this time the world government falls, I still believe there can be a coexistence between pirates and the Navy. In other words, my dear pirate, the Navy doesn't need to end, because Koby can become the leader of this organization and change it completely in the same way that Luffy radically changed the concept of what it is to be a pirate in One Piece. Roger's lines at the beginning of the anime and manga are about fortune, power, and fame, but Luffy wants to become the Pirate King to be the freest person in the world and not the most powerful in the world. Another thing that makes me believe in this idea is the fact that even after the world government ends and all countries become free and choose to have or not have a ruler for each of them, there will still be criminals whether they are pirates or not. And the world is too big for Luffy to watch over. There will always be people with authoritarian thoughts wanting to rise to power, so Luffy will need help, a lot of help. And Koby, as the leader of a completely renovated navy, could be the answer to that, so I believe that in the end there may indeed be an alliance between Luffy and Koby, just like we had with Garp and Roger in the fight against Rocks Xebec, but this time the alliance would be definitive to bring balance to the world without having to take away individual freedoms and the autonomy of countries. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. Do you believe in the possibility of a union between or else a peace agreement between the Navy and pirates? Will when Luffy becomes the king of the pirates the Navy will be disbanded, or is there a chance that the Navy coexists in peace with the pirates? But of course, if you made it this far it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear pirate. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone. And until the next video.